Hello, I'm just going to give a brief demonstration of my final year project. My name is Robert Huggins. For my final year project, I'm making a hardware and software sort of combination that will let a user ride a bike in a static position at home, for say, with like certain equipment, like a trainer that lets the back wheel off the floor so the user can pedal. And then I'm going to take that information with the aid of a bit of hardware I've made and use it in conjunction with Google Maps to sort of make the rider ride a real route in real life. To do this, my software application is a Flash app running with Google Maps API. This is a pretty good setup because it means it runs on anything and any modern browser. It's platform independent, and it gives a nice interface as well. It's let me build quite a good interface. The downfalls are it's not as fully supported as the JavaScript version, but it does enough for me. So what I'm doing now is I'm just navigating to a certain part of the map where I'm going to start the demo. Okay, so here we have the map. You get all the usual tools of Google Maps like pan, zoom, hybrid, satellite, all that jazz. The difference of mine is you can drop a marker, and what these markers are used for is to make your route. So this is point 1, and this will be point 2, and so on and so forth. You can drop as many markers of these as you want. Obviously the more you drop, the more accurate the route will be. So let's just go down this road, and now I want to go left or right. So I'll put the marker there at the junction. And I'll chat on there. Well, each marker has its own individual ID, so if you ever need to know, it will come up and tell you. And what will happen now is I need to make a route out of this for you to be able to ride. So if I go up here and click route, what that has done is filled in all the gaps. So it's taken each route marker in turn and made the route between them until it's got to the end. Great thing about this is if you go straight, slightly off the road, it will magnet it back onto the road. It gives you a lot less errors. Now, at the bottom of the screen is pretty much where all the bike information is displayed. What we have here is the route distance, which will go down as the route carries on. We also have a bike icon here, which gives you more of a different visualization of how much route you have left. The bike will go from this side to here at the finish. Once it reaches here, the route will be over. Now, the spinning circle is quite important because this is where the mouse pointer will need to be in order for the bike information to be sent to the computer. The reason for this is that my hardware works as a mouse click, because Flash is brilliant at picking up action listeners for mouse movement and mouse pointing. So what I've done is I've created my own little bit of hardware, which I'll just give you a quick look at, which is basically just a mouse that I've taken apart and added my own peripherals on, which should detect bike movement rather than clicking. The way it works is it's a standard USB mouse, which means it'll work on any computer, which is pretty damn useful. It has on this, it then has a read switch instead of a micro switch, which you usually find on a mouse. Read switch is then attached to the wheel here. And what happens is, as I've got a magnet on the wheel, and when the magnet comes across, it closes the connection, which will send a click command to my Flash app. Flash app then interprets this as a wheel rotation and adjusts the bike icon along the bottom bar and the distance accordingly. So if I start the spinning now, and I go back to the application, you should see the distance going down. I mean, you can't see it too well, but if I zoom in a bit, there you go. So as the wheel's spinning, spin it again, it goes down accordingly. And if I go over here, you can see the little bike icon moving along the route. The brilliant thing is it's fully realistic in the fact that I've tried to make it as realistic as possible in calculating how far the route a wheel turn will get you and subtracting out the route, as well as making the bike icon more a realistic representation of how far the user has got along the route. And just go back to the wheel. Okay. Right. That's for this video. I'm going to do another video on the hardware So if you want to check that one out, that'll be in the same similar place. If you have any questions, please just go to goobike.co.uk and you can sign yourself up to an account and leave anything in the forum. Cheers.